This spooky mystery story takes place at an oil station, where a worker recounts being frequently disturbed. While working night shifts at the station, the disturbing entity takes various forms, such as a ghost wrapped in cloth, a long-haired ghost in white attire, and a frightening face ghost with long nails. The most terrifying part is when this entity starts to resemble his coworker. My name is Zek, 27 years old, and I work at an oil station, the place and name of which I cannot disclose. This oil station typically has many vehicles stopping by to refuel. I still work here, and if the supervisor finds out that I am sharing stories about this station, I might be the one who gets into trouble. This gas station is where I have been seeking my livelihood for the past few years. Aside from the frequent occurrences of horror stories, I can say that the work here is not bad. I usually request to work on the night shift until dawn because in the morning, I need to take care of my children who are still in school and attend to other matters, since my wife is busy with household chores and the children. As a husband, I have to handle all the work outside. That's a little about me for now. That's enough for our introduction. So, going back to the story of this gas station, working the night shift indeed poses many challenges. If you work at night, you have to be brave. But I'm not too worried because if someone tries to break into the station to rob me, I can call the police. Besides, during my shift, the entrance door is already locked, so no one can enter without permission. For example, in my first month of working here around 2 a.m., a white vehicle approached the gas station. It was driven by an uncle around the age of 50. As soon as I knew something was not right, I saw who was in the vehicle. I saw a ghost in white clothes with long hair sitting in the back seat of the car. I was sure that the uncle did not know that there was something there. I noticed that the thing was no longer in the uncle's car. This is where my mind started to wonder, oh my, where did it go? Some minutes later, I heard a commotion from the store not far from the counter where I was. Oh no, I regret telling the uncle, let alone asking that thing to stay here. The sound of the commotion was subtle and loud. At the same time, the scary thing felt like it was right behind me. Maybe this is what older people always say if you see that thing. Don't speak to it. I, on the other hand, searched for prayers on YouTube to ward off ghosts until morning. Fortunately, the scary thing did not appear in front of me. If not, that same night I would have left my gas station without a care. Since that incident, I will no longer speak up if I see those things. From the ghost behind the motorcycle, the genie with long nails on the car, the appearance of headless children, I just keep silent and pretend not to see them. Besides those appearances, I often want to be deceived by things that come to disturb. Usually this will happen around 2 or 3 in the morning behind the silence of the night. Suddenly it is shattered by a voice asking for help. The voice will come either from behind the gas station or in front, near the ditch by the roadside. The voice is faintly heard. Sometimes it sounds like in pain. Sometimes it sounds softly pleading. Sometimes it sounds like a startling scream, waking me up from my daydream or drowsiness at the counter. I remember from the first time I heard this sound.
Help me. Please help me.
Almost opening the shop door to check who was outside, not knowing if it was really someone asking for help. Then I walked from the counter to the main door holding the door key. When I was right in front of the door, suddenly the sound changed to the sound of laughter. I took a step, then stopped and canceled my intention to leave. When I told our supervisor about this incident, only then did he reveal that it has always been happening. There is something that wants me to leave the shop at night, whether it might be robbers or beings from another realm. But the scariest incident happened early this year around January. Perhaps because I no longer entertain their disturbances, so they used other more terrifying ways. Around 3 in the morning, I was awakened by the presence of a supervisor working at the counter next to mine. I turned in surprise, and when I saw him, he just remained silent, focusing on his own work. I thought to myself, this is different. Above the counter, there is a CCTV monitor. showing live recordings from all directions of the gas station area, outside the store, inside the store, and the storage area outside the restroom. This is installed after someone asks for help. The sound from outside among these recordings is a recording at the counter where I and the supervisor are. I glance and look at the monitor and notice that on the counter next to it no one is there. It is strange when right in front of me, the supervisor is standing there, but his face is looking down, ignoring me. Sweat started to flow on the face, feeling panicked with hair standing on end, chest tightening, wanting to run out, but had to pass in front of this thing to get out. So what should I do now? Suddenly, the supervisor said from his mouth,
"Have you noticed, Seiki?"
It was quiet. I didn't know how to respond to what he said before he added, "Take care," and disappeared in the blink of an eye. That night, I called the supervisor I had seen earlier, but he didn't answer. I called my other colleagues and told them what had happened. They hurried to the shop. The next morning, we were shocked by some news. Apparently, our supervisor was involved in an accident on the highway, not far from the gas station. Maybe he came to bid farewell. Who knows? We can only assume the best. In fact, there are many more stories and experiences here that I can share. Even now, behind the scenes, as I write this story, it's as if someone is watching. But that's just a brief story of mine that I can share. Thank you, Zuku. Thank for watching my video. Don't forget support my channel.